Hello, hello, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's Funny Friday and one day before Christmas Eve. So, woohoo! And yes, I'm running late today because everything's last minute. I'm making pumpkin pies, but I'm out of the spices. Gotta go get it's raining. Hello, hello. I hope everybody's uh, pretty much organized and ready for whatever holiday preparations you might have. Let me say hello to everybody. Oh, and hello. Allura was first today. And yeah, and hello, Philip on YouTube. Let me say hello to everybody. Allura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Tesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip Chandler and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and LaCram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Sturgis Guy and Bill Knaus and Scott Kitmus and Joe Barney and Red Stapler and John McCain and N1QOV and Blair Cooper and Brett and Terry Sue and Max and Kata Kata and Jay Dahlman and Cosmic Joe and Good Looking Guy and Wing Doggy and Marty and let's see, am I missing anybody? I hope not. Hello, Sam and St. Clinton and woohoo. All right, let me see who's on. Woohoo! Hello and hello YouTube. I am on YouTube and Google Hangouts. So, woohoo! So it's Funny Friday, a regular feature of Live with Lorielle New, where we share jokes to put everybody in a good mood for the weekend. So I hope you have some jokes to share, and I hope you're going to be in a good mood this weekend because it's Christmas. I was at the store earlier, and it took much longer than I expected because it was packed. Everybody was there. There was huge lines. I was about to start making my pumpkin pies, and I was missing two important spices. And I like my pumpkin pies to have a bite, a little bit of a kick. And you need the spices. Otherwise, it's just squash pie. Without the right spices, pumpkin pie is squash pie. So yeah, so sorry I'm running a little late, but woohoo! But I'll go until like 6-ish. I'll go a little later, just to let you guys know. Hello, David Jones. So does anyone have anything planned? Anyone have any plans for? It's pouring rain, by the way. I got home just in time to miss the rain. It's supposed to be sunny this weekend here. I know some of you have some weather where you live, blizzards and Antarctic temperatures. It's pouring rain right now, and it was raining yesterday. Was it yesterday night? Yeah. Tisa says he likes his women. Yeah, it started raining. So yeah, so we got rain, which is great because that means I don't have to water the plants over the weekend because everything's already been watered for me. So I can sleep in and enjoy the weekend with Sweetie. Not have to worry about my plants. Well, actually, I end up having to water them much later, and then I feel guilty. I feel really guilty if I leave them too thirsty. So yay, so it's already done for me. And I've got almost everything else done. I just got to make the pumpkin pies and I'll be all set. So, hang on, let me see. I'm just adjusting a screen here. So, oops, I just lost my screen for a second. Oh, wait, hang on. What do you say? Yeah, there's a storm in California. Linda says tomorrow she's going to her first ever Christmas Eve church service. What? You've never ever gone to a Christmas Eve church service? What? Oh, Laura Star, I can't believe that. How could you, being the very religious person that you are, how could you have never ever gone to a Christmas Eve church service? Because that's usually the one that all the people who never go all year go to. How is that? Alara says, it's okay. She gets a free pass because she talks to him during the week. No! Nah. Well, I hope you have fun. When we were little, we used to always go to the candlelight service. In the candlelight Christmas Eve midnight mass would be a shorter church service and a long hymn sing, not hymns, but Christmas songs, Silent Night and all it. So it would be like singing in candlelight, and that was always fun. And when I was little, they had real candles. It was like a little candle with a little like paper thing around it, and you'd hold on to it, and it would be really pretty. The whole church would have a little church, and the whole church would have candles. But they don't do that anymore. I mean, they do it, but they don't have real candles anymore because, I don't know, safety concerns, whatever. There was too many. They're not allowed to have lit flames. Everybody carrying around lit flames anymore. So I don't know. I think it's like a flashlight service or your cell phone light, hymns by your cell phone light. So woohoo! So yeah, they call it midnight mass, but it would be at like 11 and it would end at midnight. David Jones says he can't even flick his Bic anymore without getting in trouble. What? That is disgusting. You shouldn't be doing that in public anyhow. What are you talking about? You leave your Bic alone. Speaking of which, David Jones says, and I'm not even a smoker. No, speaking of which, this is real. This is real. I watched the video. I might have even tweeted this. It sounds like a joke, but it's not. There was a guy at, I'm forgetting which team it was, but a professional football team. And there was a guy, and they have the football teams playing the game. The cheerleaders are on the side jumping up and down. All the fans are in the stadium. There's security guards around. There's camera guys running around. And one of the security guards in uniform with his security guard jacket and walkie-talkie and everything was standing about 10 feet away from the cheerleaders and totally right there on the sideline in front of all the fans and people watching was masturbating, totally jerking off, looking at the cheerleaders. He had his jacket. He was trying. It was unbelievable. Right there on the football field, he had his jacket on, and he had his jacket pulled down lower, and one hand was in his pants or in his pants pocket or something, and he was masturbating himself through his pants pocket, and he had pulled the jacket over the other hand, but it wasn't. He thought he was covering it up. No, it was clearly obvious that his hand was like, clearly obvious and full on, and not for just a second or 2 seconds, like the full experience, the full, all the way to the end, while he's standing there, standing up, looking at the cheerleaders in front of hundreds of people completely. And a woman filmed it on her cell phone, filmed it, and she was like aghast. And it wasn't until she put it, I tweeted it, I watched the video. It wasn't until she had called the management offices and they didn't pay any attention to her. She called to complain. It wasn't until she put the video on social media and people started spreading it that they were like, holy crap, what the hell? What the? Apparently they never, it's not a question normally asked or a rule normally made on your employment when you're interviewing employees. Oh, by the way, you're not allowed to masturbate in front of the crowd. Yeah. Well, anyhow, the employee is now a ex-employee. He's been fired. But what the hell was this guy thinking? I mean, right there in front of everybody. Like, and I did tweet it yesterday. Larry says, what was he on? I don't know if he was on anything. He thought he was being undercover. He thought he was like, he totally thought it was like he could just stand there with his jacket hanging over, pretend like he was just standing there. He thought he was totally in the clear and undercover. And he was not. And it was just, ew. What is? Even if David Jones says, assume you're being filmed. Even if he didn't have a cell phone, he shouldn't have, it's not about getting in trouble because someone has a cell phone. You're standing in front of hundreds of people on the football field during daylight, in front of with your guarding. It's just, what the? Wing Doggy says nothing. Hedge clippers get. Yeah, it sounds like a joke. It sounds like a funny Friday joke, but this is real. This really happened. And I think I tweeted the story yesterday for anyone who wants to read the news story and is curious to actually, because I had to watch the footage to see, like, I mean, just because you're so like, nobody would do that. Nobody would do any. I mean, and you don't believe until you watch it how obvious it is and blatant. And you see him like literally like he's standing here and 10 feet away, the cheerleaders are doing their routine and he's standing there. And I don't know if the cheerleaders notice because they're in the middle of jumping and they have to pay attention to what they're doing. So they may not have like been looking at him because they're doing their thing. But if they had looked over, they would have been like, what? Because he was watching them. I had to watch because I couldn't believe that anybody would actually do that. Or I thought maybe this woman was exaggerating. I thought, maybe it wasn't as bad as she had said. No, it was. It was totally as bad as she said. Linda says she has a joke. Oh, yay! What's your joke? Oh, scroll up. Oh, Linda has a joke that says, what did the snowman eat for breakfast? Ice Krispies. Melts in your mouth. Yeah, so yay, we've had one joke for Funny Friday and one funny, weird, but really true story. Funny and sad. Woohoo! Oh, Linda says she's worried about Carrie Fisher. Oh, that's right. Carrie Fisher, who's 70, uh, she had a heart attack on an airplane about 15 minutes before they were supposed to land. Luckily, I read the story in the latest updates. Luckily, there was an EMT on board and somebody else with medical training who were able to give her, like life-saving, I don't know, mouth to mouth or chest compressions or whatever they do. They were able to do that on the airplane, and they had a medical team waiting for when the airplane landed, and they took her to the hospital. And she was originally in critical care, and now the last I read that she was stable. So I don't know if she's conscious, but they've stabilized her. That's the latest thing I heard from her brother. Apparently put out a press release that said that she was critical and now she's stable. So yeah, so I guess we'll find out soon enough. And she's in the middle of promoting, Rogue One, the Star Wars thing that's out, I think. I'm not sure if she's actually in that. But that was surprising. And talk about a really awkward place to have a heart attack. On an airplane. Some airplanes actually carry medical equipment like defibrillators and stuff like that for that exact reason. But that's a really awkward place to have a heart attack. Linda says she didn't know she was that old. Yes, she's 70. But she looks very good. She looks younger than 70. So hope you get better, Carrie Fisher. We're sending our prayers to you for that must have been very scary for her and her family. I hope they were lucky that there were people with medical training on board. So hopefully that will have saved her from any permanent damage. Hopefully she will be able to recover and not have permanent damage or any sort of other problems. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hear the news. David Jones says, I thought the crew was supposed to have medical training. Well, I think I don't know if it's every single plane crew. I know many planes are equipped with defibrillators and medical equipment, and a lot of airplane crews have some training, but I don't know how much or who's what, where, and what, and all that stuff. So I don't know exactly what the rules are, but there was an EMT. The report I read that said there was an EMT on that plane who was able to help. So and Linda says here, Linda has another joke. What do you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire? Frostbite. And Wing Doggy says, what do you want from Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? I would like either a house or a new car. Yes, if there's anyone out there who would like to buy me either or both, feel free to put the deed in my name. Yeah, a house or a new car or both. Jesus says, marry me and I will give you all of those things. Wow, thank you, Jesus. That's a pretty good offer. Do you have a house, Jesus? Or are you just working on it? Jesus says, yes, he has a house. Wait, is your house in, are you in, I know you're in New York, but what, are you in one of the boroughs? Or are you in the city? So yeah, woohoo. Jesus says he's about an hour north of the city. Oh, okay. That's Westchester. Westchester. That's nice. That's actually really, that's like the country. That's once you get out of New York City, New York turns into country. New York and Connecticut start to, a lot of people who actually work in New York City commute, because you can take any of the trains from either Long Island or Connecticut or New York or New Jersey. An hour commute on the train, you're in the country. So there's a lot of people that work in the city that live in the surrounding area. Nice, Jesus. So, and Winged Doggy says he is waiting to unwrap his present from Red. She's apparently wearing it. Yeah. I just saw an ad that I forget which clothing company. I think it was an English clothing company. They were selling like a fancy large bow to wrap around yourself, to cover your bits and pieces. And for $25, you could buy their special bow, or you could just go to the craft store and get a bow. But if you wanted to do that. Jesus says he'll bake some cookies. Awesome, Jesus. Let's see. Oh, and it is almost 6 o'clock. It is almost 6 o'clock. Woohoo! Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I hope you've been good, because Santa's coming tomorrow. Santa's coming tomorrow. I don't even have a chimney. And Linda says, oh wow, Linda says her favorite show, Storm Watchers, on the Weather Channel. And apparently Linda is their favorite fan. Nobody is more obsessed and passionate about Storm Watchers than Linda. They are sending her a gift for being their #1 fan. The whole Storm Watchers crew said, holy cow, we didn't even know we had any fans. Yeah. And Tisa says that he and I are going to roast his chestnuts over a crackling fire. Yes. Ow. Ow. Just don't do it on the football field. All right. So, oh, and Linda says it's Storm Wranglers, not Storm Watchers. All right. So it is almost Christmas. Yes. Linda is a weather groupie for the Weather Channel. Weather. She's the only groupie of the Weather Channel. Woohoo! All right, so I am just about to sign off, but I want to thank you guys for coming to see me and wishing you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, happy whatever you celebrate. Yeah, I will be back. I think I'll be back on Monday. Pretty sure I'll be back on Monday. I'll let you know if anything changes. So anyhow, Merry Christmas. Have a great weekend. Thank you for coming to see me. I'm just about to sign off, but I will see you on Monday, the last week of 2016. Woohoo! All right. Bye. I love you all. Bye, everybody. Bye, YouTube. Bye, YouTube. Bye, Philip. And Philip, yeah. Okay, Philip. Bye. Bye. I love you.